Okay, hello everybody. I hope everybody's doing well. I'm going to do a remake of the Semitic Y Chromosome, so here we go. We're off. Okay, so previously on the Y chromosome, we had decided on the three Hamitic Y chromosomes of the Cushites, Egyptians, and Phoenicians, and the Canaanites are lost here somewhere. But we have the C3 Y chromosome, which is Nimrod, the son of Cush. And we have the Andamanese, which is probably the brother of Nimrod, the son of Cush, both of which have the sub-Saharan African features. And the CY chromosome carried it all the way into the New World, into the Olmec statue cultures, and the C3 Y chromosome is there to this day. And the DY chromosome goes up in the Paleo-Siberian, the Jomons and the Ainus, the Japanese. So 1/3 of the population is the DY chromosome. They're the ones with the beards and the relatively curly hair, or somewhat curly hair. Over here in Europe, we know this is the majority of Europe is Semitic, albeit it has an Asian Y chromosome throughout Europe, probably due to, you know, invaders that came in through Europe, through this area here, the RY chromosome. Attila the Hun and people invaded and everything. But otherwise, we have the I2 and the I1. It's called Germanic, but it's really not Germanic, it's Semitic. The same because it branches off from the J2 and the J1, which is Semitic. And we had to determine that the G Y chromosome is from Asher and Syria because it's all throughout this area here. So the only ones that were left were the FY chromosome and the HY chromosome. And since we have Elamo-Dravidian here, the Dravidian and the Elamites, that would mean that the Elamites are H, and by default the Arameans are, well, Armenians. I guess the Arameans turned into Armenians. I don't know, but they would be the FY chromosome, which is over in this area and this area here, which we have seen. So now that's the J2Y chromosome. Trying to figure out what the F was. Turns out it's probably the HY chromosome, the Arameans, and the F is probably the Arameans, which is around here somewhere because this percentage here, you can't really tell what this is here. You can't tell what letter it is. This is G, H, F, G, or H. It's probably all three, F, G, and H, which is all Semitic, but it's all mixed up. So here we have the H again. There's other charts that are better than this, but you can see that the Arameans were from this area here. I mean, the Elamites. Elamites are from this area here, and today they're here, here, and around this area, and they have a HY chromosome. They're referred to as the Elamodravidians. The Dravidians are H, they're Semitic in origin. And here we have the I2. And beyond that, besides that, we have the I1. The I1 would be I1 and I2, or is this just I1? But notice how this is the area where the 10 tribes of Israel were sent to and where they were put off in this area here. And it's interesting how they remained there to this day, but also went through this pass into this steppe region over here and went this way into Greece, through Turkey into this steppe region over here, in this area here. And they're highly concentrated here and here and here. And I got it from over here in England or Scotland. That's where I got it from. But this is Europe, which is highly Semitic in its mitochondrial DNA as well. So now what I wanted to do is to see if I can find the sons of Japheth. So we'll go here to the sons of Japheth history. I don't know if this is any good. Well, here we got sons of Japheth were Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tiras. So these are people and areas which are in ancient history, namely, keep an eye out for Magog and Meshach and Tubal, Tiras, Javan, and Magog. These are the sons of Gomer. Let me say Gomer too. Sons of Japheth. So if we have any of these names here, actually, we could do a word search here. See if we can find this area. Just put this paste here and put map. See if we can get a map of these people here, these names here. There we go. And voila. So we're doing good so far. There we go. Because Japheth went north. May or may not know, Japheth went north. And here we go. Let's see if I can get a bigger picture. Don't know if this will work. Okay, there we go. So originally Greece is Javan, Turkey is Meshech, Tubal. These are not, these are like Semitic. Gomer, Magog, and such. So Meshech and Tubal is like Turkey. Javan is Greece. Gomer is that area where the T is, I believe. I think the T is there. Anyways, and Magog is on the other side of the Caspian Sea. According to that, so let's look at another one here, see what happens here. See if we come up with anything different. Okay, Javan, Gomer. Okay, Gomer's up here in the steppe. Javan is Greece. Meshech and Tubal is Turkey. Of course, there's Asher and Elam. We know who Asher is. We know who Elam is. And Aram. Arameans, Assyrians, Elamites. Shinar is where Nimrod was king. We have Mitzrayim and Lubin, Libya, and Put. See the Put here? Put is the father of the Phoenicians. Of course, the Phoenicians are all in North Africa. Mitzrayim is in Egypt, and then Cush is down here. You can't see. Cush is in Ethiopia down here. So these, and Canaan's over here. These are the four sons of Ham: Canaan, Put, Mitzrayim, and Cush. This is an E3. This is an E3. This is an E3. Canaan is maybe a E1, B1, or an E2 or E3. And then, so we have, those are the Hamites. And the Shemites are, of course, the descendants of Arpachshad, which lived in Canaan. Or Arpachshad, Asher, Aram, and Elam. Those are the Semitic sons of Shem. And we have Gomer, Javan, Meshech, and Tubal, and Magog over here, who was the sons of Japheth. So now we need to see if we can tie in any. Hello, remember Sammy Jenkins? Robin, how you doing? Good to see you. Okay. So see what else we got here. We got later, apparently, Gog, Rosh, Meshech, and Tubal went up in this area from Greece. Where's Greece? No, Greece is over here. And Magog is over here. Gog, Magog. Magog is not one of the sons. Magog is. So this is actually the area that's quite Semitic to this day and in ancient times too. So I don't know why they're calling this Magog over here. But apparently, let's see, somehow we need to find out who Gomer is over here. See, some of these maps are a little bit questionable anyways. Because this could be just a fabrication here. This is not ancient times anyway. So you have to be a little bit skeptical sometimes with some of this information. This is more like where they started out. Magog, Meshech, Tubal, Gomer. Tagarma. Originally, Japheth went north. Originally. So we do have that. Let's see what this one says here. Okay, we got Javan, Meshach, Tarshish, Tubal, Gomer, Magog. Okay, that's similar. So let's try to see if we can relate this. This is pretty close. We got Meshach and Tubal here. We got Gog over here, Gomer, Tubal over here. Ararat right there. Let's see what we got in the way of the Y chromosome. Okay, so we do have, what is it, R1 here. Huh. The only thing we have is the R1 and the Q. The Q and the R are basically the same thing. This is where it gets hard to identify. Q Turkmen. So the Q and the R come from the same branch, same tree. So it could be Gog and Magog, because they're otherwise, if not for the Q and the R, they're otherwise driven out if they ever were here in this area here. But from my understanding, they never were in this area of Europe because the Semitic mtDNA going way back was U, and it was always was Semitic. The mtDNA always was Semitic back in the as early as they can go. So what we do have, we have the N and the Q and the O. Those are the basic things, but we'll double check with the charts to make sure. We'll go to the chart. Let's go to the charts. See which is which here with the charts. So we have Q and R is one branch. O is another branch, maybe N. And then there's T. Wow. And the T is probably the same as the L, M, K, and S, I'm guessing. Because they all go back to this time there. T, L, M, and K, and S. The S and the P and the K. Yeah, this is going to be harder to identify, but we basically have the O and N together. We have the Q and the R together, and the T and the rest together, sort of. Or they could be separated, the T and the K and the M. So this is going to be a little bit difficult to try to match up unless we get some historical archaeological information going on these people here. So we have the Q and the R. We'll just go ahead and say Jubal. I don't know. Jubal is already in this area here. And let's see who we can find. This or Javan. What are they got? Javan, Jubal, Javan, Jubal. Who is Jubal? I don't know if Jubal is a person. Javan, Javan, and Tubal. Meshach, Tubal, Javan, and Gomer. Yeah, this is going to be hard. Not going to be able to match these up very well because Japheth went north, but then he went. The only two groups I can see here are the R and the Q, which could be any one of these. It could be Meshach and Tubal. Could be Gomer and Javan. And yeah, so it's kind of hard. I mean, because the invaders seem to be R. Maybe it was Gomer. Maybe it was Javan. It's hard to say. Meshach, Gog, Magog. Oh well. I don't know if anybody has any ideas. You got Javan, Meshach, Tubal, Gomer, and Magog. See if anybody's got any ideas. Anybody got any ideas? Hey, Wildheart. Sammy Rahman. So, I don't see how I can match these up. I mean, I knew it was going to be hard, but I thought maybe I could match one up and guess on the others, but apparently not. The Q and the R, I'm guessing, would be Gomer, Meshach, Tubal, Meshach, because the only groups are the N's and O's. The N's and O's are together. That's one group. And the R's and the Q's. The Q and R's are another group. So, maybe the O's and N's are Meshach, and the other one is Tubal. The R's and Q's. Let's see what do I know what the names are yet? Let's try this again. Okay, these are the names: Gomer, Magog, Madi, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, Chiraz. So we got the Madai, Gomer, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, Chiraz. There's Madai down here. So yeah, we got something to work with anyways. The Madai probably kept going east, I'm guessing. So we'll say the Madais are the S and T's. And the Magog and Tubal, I don't know. Tubal maybe, Javan. It's hard to say. Some of these could have been Neanderthal for all we know, right? This could have been Denisovin, the Madai. You know, who knows? But we have Javan, Magog, Gomer, Tubal, Meshach, and Madai. Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tiraz. Where's Tiraz? There's Tiraz. Oh, we got Tiraz there. And we got Ararat here. How's that? Come on. What's this? I can't get rid of this, whatever this is. Okay, now I got issues here. What is? How do I get rid of this? Type here. I don't know how to do this. There we go. How's that? Okay. So this is all wrong. They got it. People in France. This is all Semitic. This is not Asian. If this is the case, Europe would be all Asian, and that's not the case. So, of course, it started out this way, the Madai. Okay, so we can assume the Madai just kept going this way. So we'll just label this Madai as being uh, wait a minute, this one here. We'll say the Madai is the T or the K or the S. And we'll say who's going to be the Q and the R and who's going to be the O and N. And of course, depending on where you root it, this is apparently rooted to this. The Q and R are rooted together. These are by themselves. So actually, we could have the T, the K, and the S being totally separate from each other, and the M and the L. All of these except for the L and the T, and the M and the K and the S. Either way, these could be separate anyway, because nobody really knows how to root these things because they all had the same Y chromosome anyway to begin with. So there's enough letters here for all of the sons of Japheth, I think. Even if you take the O and N together, the Q and the R together, you still have the S, K, M, and T. Go all the way back to the beginning. So we'd have to do some more investigation probably, but we have the Madai. We got the Gomer. They can't make up their mind if they want Gomer up here or yeah, Meshach, Tubal, Javan. Okay, let's try again here. We got Magog, Gomer, Tubal. One of these could be the ends, Tirais and Javan. Hard to say. Q and R, Meshach, and Madai. Well, pretty much a dead end here as far as I can tell. But here's the ancient cultures here. Madai, Meshach, Tuval, Javan, and Gomer. So we're going to just say this is an R. Let's say this is an N. This is a T and an S. Who knows? I don't have any ideas really. Other than looking at this, we got what is it? The L, M, N, O, P, and Q. Where's the P? P up here. And the Q, of course, is Q is here. Q is here. R, S, and T. So that's all mixed up. But who knows? K, H, J, K. So yeah, and you got the K as well. So the K could be the Madai for that matter. Because the K is all the way in Australia, all the way in Melanesia and Micronesia, Philippines, and yeah. Well, so we'll just say the Madai is a K. Then you have the O and the ends and the O's. Well, the ends seem to be separate from the O's here. Let me see what this shows here. See if the N's and the O's are separate. Yeah, it's probably they're separate. It looks like they're joined, but again, the rooting of the tree is difficult considering they all had the same Y chromosome to begin with. So you don't know if it was rooted here or here. You really don't know. Could be a separate tree, but they separated early on. The O's and the N's separated early on, but not all the way back, apparently, according to this genetic distance chart. T's go all the way back. The L's go almost all the way back. T and L. How does T and L correspond? Yeah, we have the L here and the T here. So maybe they separated. The O's are the major population of Koreans, Japanese, Austroasiatic, all the way into the Oceanias over here. The O's here. O there. Okay. But then somehow the O's got separated from the N's, or else they're separated from the beginning. N's here. So we have, apparently it's showing here, the Q here, and the Q here, and the R. Q's and R's are the same thing. The Q here and R. These are, of course, these are the steps. Steps, you can go from here to here, basically, following the steps, which is a grassland on horseback. In like 1 year, you can go from here to here, apparently, on a horse. So we got the N's here. Where's the O's? The N here. O. So yeah, I guess the N's separated from the O's early on, according to this, depending on how truthful this is. Who knows? But it was early on they separated and never remixed again, I guess. I don't know. So there's the K's, the L's and T's, and S and M's, which are Sunda, A-N-E, Sunda, I don't know what that is. A-N, well, what's A-N? Austronesian, Austronesian Sunda, Austronesian, I guess that's what that is. Austroasiatic. Anyway, this is the greatest population in the world is the O, and the N separated from the O. So that's even a bigger population. So if we can find out what the greatest population was, like maybe the so-called blackheads could be the O population and the N population. The ancient name for them was blackheads. It might be the O population. And beyond that, there's the L and the T, and the S and the M, and the R and the Q. So the R and the Q, the O and the N, the S is not the same as the M, nor the K, the same as the L and the T. L and the T might go way back, I don't know. Trying to figure out how many groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. K and the S. Okay, 4. 5. Let me see how many sons we have. How many suns do we have? Where are we? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not, not that all of these had to survive, because some of these could have been Denisovan and the Neanderthal too, for that matter. So they could be extinct, because the Neanderthal Y chromosome is extinct. Nobody's living today with a Neanderthal Y chromosome. It's extinct, and the Neanderthals have no living descendants today. So we got 5 groups out of 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 out of 7. We're just missing Denisovans and Neanderthals. As a matter of fact, Neanderthals are, come to think of it, they're in Europe, in Spain. Come to think of it, there we go. Let's look at the maps again. Not this one. Not this one. Yeah, so the Javan could have been Neanderthal. Because this looks like the Javan went up into Europe, because they're already in Europe. Once they cross here, they're already in Europe. So they could have been the Neanderthal. The Javan could have been the Neanderthals. And the reason why the Asians are have more Neanderthal is because they belong to the same family tree. So the Javan could be Neanderthals, and the Denisovans could be, who knows, the Mahdi. Could be anybody, right? You got the Madai, Magog, Gomer, Tubal, Meshach, Chiraz, and Javan. There's Chiraz and Javan, yeah. They could have been Neanderthal, right? Chiraz, Javan, Tubal, and Meshach probably survived. Uh, Gomer, Magog, Madai. Madai. Madai could have been Denisovan. Gomer, I don't know. Where's Gomer? Gomer's up here. I don't know. Any other Gomer's up here? Gomer went up there. Meshach and Tubal went up there. Anyways, Javan and Tiraz, Macedonia. Okay, so Macedonia is Greek. Javan and Tiras could be Neanderthal, Gomer, Madai, Meshach, Tubal. Magog is not a name. Oh, it is a name. Gomer, Magog, Madai, Meshach, and Tubal. Tiras. Javan and Tiras could be extinct. Magog, Meshach, and Tubal are probably survivors. So Magog, Meshach, and Tubal. And Gomer. Maybe those are the survivors. Magog, Gomer, Meshach, and Tubal. That's 4. I don't know. Hard to say. Something like that, anyways. Well, what up, Red Fang? How you doing? I can't read a map. Anybody want to join? Anybody bored? I could invite you in if you wanted, Red Fang. I don't know if you're absolutely bored out of your mind or not. Maybe you want to join. Maybe you can help me figure this out. Which ones were the Neanderthals that went extinct? We don't have their Y chromosome today, but they're related to the Asians. The website with a map also has the Lord of the Rings cipher part, whatever that is. And it'll be trustworthy. But yeah, I need some help finding out which is, which one is the Neanderthals that went extinct, because Europe is going way back, is largely Semitic. This is all Semitic with the exception of this Asian Y chromosome of Attila the Hun or somebody that invaded Europe. But the original settlers, the original people that went north, the original Japhethites that went north into Europe, probably became extinct. They're known as the Neanderthals, and their Y chromosome is extinct. So that would probably be, here we go, it'd probably be Shiraz and Javan. Shiraz and Javan, probably in Europe, went extinct. Their Y chromosome went extinct. I mean, they're all over Europe, but they're Neanderthal, they're related to Asians, and they're extinct. So the survivors would be Magog, Meshach, Tubal, Magog, Meshach, Tubal. Maybe Madai is a survivor, maybe. But then this could be a Denisovan here that's extinct as well. And there's Ararat. In case somebody wants to know where Ararat is, that's where the ark landed there. So, so there's that. Meshach, Tubal, Gomer. Yeah, Meshach, Tubal, Gomer, Magog. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm thinking maybe some Madai made it. But they don't have the Denisovan DNA. They don't have the Y chromosome, I don't think. Where am I here? Nobody wants to join. Nobody wants to have a live discussion or help me find out which ones were the Neanderthals. Neanderthals have contributed approximately to non-African modern humans. Yeah, 1 to 4%. 4% seems like quite a bit, but anyways, it doesn't matter. Although a modern human who lived about 4,000 years ago has been found to have been 6 to 9% Neanderthal DNA, which is not surprising because the farther back you go into time, 400,000, that date's a little bit off. Maybe 4,000. Take 40,000 years, but just make it 4,000. That's about right. 4,000 years ago had 6 to 9%. I believe that. Because the farther back you go into time, the more he's going to have, because the more he's going to be closer related he's going to be to the existing peoples. See, I guess Red Fang doesn't want to help me find Neanderthals, although yeah, so it's making more sense now. At least should be making more sense. Let's say Shiraz and Javan are the Neanderthals in Europe, and one of these people, like maybe Madai, maybe they are the Denisovans, and maybe some of their relatives are still surviving today, according to this, because we have the S, the K, the M, and the L, the T, which are almost separate trees. The S, the K, the M, because they go all the way back to the beginning where they root. They root from the beginning here with Japheth. They're rooted back at the beginning. According to this genetic distance calculation, they're rooted all the way back at the beginning. So the M, it's not going to make much difference. The M, the K, the S, the L, the T could be individuals, except for maybe the L and the T. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Could have 6 survivors, maybe. 6? No, that's how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's 7. But the Denisovan DNA, they don't have the Y chromosome yet, so they don't know if the Denisovan DNA is extinct yet. So definitely 40,000 years, but it is from Smithsonian. Well, I don't trust Smithsonian, so there's that. Um, yeah, well, carbon dating, which is you're supposed to be dating biological things with carbon dating, only goes back 5,000 years at the most. Some people say even only 2,000 years it's accurate. Can only be accurate up to 2,000 years. And of course, this 40,000 year date is it's wishful, a lot of wishful thinking. It's please, please, can we have an old Earth? Can we have millions of years, please? Anyway, I guess Red Fang doesn't want to help me find nobody, which I guess it's no big deal. I guess. But anyways, this is all replaced. The whatever Neanderthals there were in Europe, because the Bible says Japhethites went north, and north from here is Europe. And of course, north from here is over here and over here. And of course, they went all over Asia. So we'd have to study each individual things, like the Mongolians. Mongolic is the CY chromosome, Kazakh, CY chromosome. Kazakh, Mongolia, these are CY chromosomes, C3. Neanderthal. Nimrod, king of the land of Shinar, right there. Hazara. And we got G1, G. So G is what? SNW. G is the Assyrians, actually. Assyrians. H, we got H here and we got H here, which is the Elamo Dravidians. So the Elamites are the H. The Syrians are the G, and the Arameans are Arm, Armenians, Armenians, Arameans would be, what was it, F, right? So it's F, G, H, I, and J, and that is the Semitic family tree. The only Semites living today, Semitic family trees living, which happens to be all of them. They're all accounted for. Asher is accounted for. Aram is accounted for. Elam is accounted for. Elam, Asher, and Aram, and Arpachshad is the father of the Abrahamic descendants. And the Abrahamic descendants include the I1, the I2. And these are just Attila the Hun invaders or something. So, yeah, I'd have to verify that. Let's see. Yeah, we could do that. Well, let's see if we can find what Attila the Hun was. Attila the Hun, Y chromosome. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, Y chromosome haplogroup, 49 individuals. Y chromosome. Genghis Khan, I already know he's a Q. Genghis Khan. Attila the Hun. Let's see what we got here. Oh, come on. Get out of here. Okay. 49 individuals. Eastern Siberia. I don't care what they. Eastern Siberian. I want to know what the haplogroup is. Haplogroup. 3Y haplogroups from the Hun age remains. The Huns. Where's the haplogroups? Okay. C, D, F, M, R, Y, and Z. Now, Y and Z, we don't even, there is no such thing. Unless you're talking about mitochondrial DNA. I don't want to know mitochondrial DNA. Probably talking about mitochondrial DNA. I want to know the Y chromosome. Three Y haplogroups, Huns, defeated Bulgars, Kaganets, 23 mitogenomes from there's mitogenomes, mitochondria. I don't want to know that. I want to know the Y chromosomes. mtDNA. Here we go. Okay, the presence of N, R, 1B, I2, I2. Basically, it's probably just a mixture. This is all the people in the area. The N's, the R's, and the I's is everybody in the area. What kind of scientific work is this? I could have told you the same thing. Oh, it could have been an R and an N and an I. S and P's, most of which can be. Like James Bond says, you could probably tell me what I am. I said, I could guess what you are, you know. There you go. Let me take a guess. R I N. Oh, yeah. R I and N. Yeah, okay, that's a good guess. Crazy. Can't you give like a percentage of the population is R? Percent of the population is I. Another percentage is N. Come on. Can't even to find it. You got to go all the way down here from the conquerors. In one, in 2 out of 4 men, 2 R and 2 Is. It's equal amount of everybody. Just about. Anyway, Hun. Now, what's this? Hun period, early of our period is NAR. Oh, now everybody can read it. Okay, so we got the Hun period, QR. Q and R is the same thing. Early of our period is the C2, that's Nimrod. G is Asher. I is Israel. N is the northern O branch. R, C, N, E, E1, B1. Oh, we got Nelson Mandela and Hitler and Einstein and Pharaoh. Oh, J1. Got J1 up there. In there. What is this? Conqueror period. G, Q, R. This is the, whatever. Oh, J2 too. J2. Anyway, it's probably an R. R1B, R1A. Anyway, trying to explain, at least nobody's waiting in here, trying to explain why all this is R1B and R1A. It's probably because Attila the Hun almost took over the world, almost destroyed Europe, ransacked Rome, all these European cities, and I guess they went as far as Spain and Portugal, apparently, because they're heavy in here. But this is all mitochondrially is all Semitic. Plus, you have the Y chromosome here, the Y chromosome, which is Semitic, the G, which is Semitic, Asher. Of course, Asher went all the way up in here too. The I is up, I2 is in here. The J2 is up through here as well. J2 goes all the way up through here. So that's why Europeans are more Semitic than Asian. And that's probably where the Neanderthals died out, which were Javan and Tiraz are probably the Neanderthals that we don't have their Y chromosome today. Nobody living today has their Y chromosome because they were the Neanderthals in Europe. First Europeans, because they went north. North is here. This is north. The survivors is Magog, Tubal, Meshach, were survivors in biblical times. These were the survivors, and probably Gomer too, and Madai. Madai is probably the Denisovan, which is opposite extremes but the same family. So Tiraz and Javan are the extinct Y chromosome Neanderthals, Magog, Gomer, Tubal, Meshach, and Madai are probably the survivors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if we look at the names, it's Gomer, Magog, Madai, Meshach, and Tubal. Javan and Tirais probably didn't survive because according to this, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 survivors here. Probably just 5, I don't know. Anyway, so that's probably the Neanderthals that went extinct. Is my guess. Anyways, so do you think Neanderthals are the Nephilim from the Bible? No, I don't believe so. But it is interesting how strong they were back in the day. Of course, they had a younger genome than what we have. Our genome is a lot older. And I don't not autosomally, but epigenetically, we are adapted to the environment of today and probably living on poor food. We're simplifying and optimizing being able to live on worse conditions, less conditions that aren't so good. Um, which probably explains why we don't look like Neanderthals. We're not as strong as Neanderthals. That could explain it. That could be why. Because they had the younger genome, which is probably stronger to begin with, but then they mutated themselves out into oblivion, I guess. I don't know. Apparently, and that was Javan and Shiraz. Anyway, okay, read this here. It was written in the book of Genesis, the son of Japheth. Okay, Ashkenaz and Togmar, sons of Javan. Uh, so they have the Ashkenaz. If if they're still around, okay. But those are the sons of Gomer, though. The sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz and Ribna and Togmar, sons of Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, Dodam. Oh yeah. So Ashkenaz and Ribda and Togmar are the sons of Gomer. So Gomer is probably one of the survivors. But if Javan is not around, then Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodim. These were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue, families and nations. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you mean to tell me I didn't plug this in? Oh, I didn't plug it. All right, batteries hooked up. We're good. Okay, sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog. Okay, I'm gonna die. Okay. See, the Ashkenaz apparently are still living. Togmar, Java, Elisha, Kittim, Dodam. See the peoples who live in the Mediterranean Sea. Okay, whatever. Well, I'm going to have to do more of my own investigation, I guess. Yeah. Well, it's interesting. The ones in Europe are the ones that probably died out and were replaced by the Semitic people. But uh, see, this map is all wrong here. It's got nothing to do with anything. Here's another map. Maybe it'll make sense. Okay, so Hittites. Yeah, the Hittites are probably from Gomer and Javan and stuff. Yeah, whatever. Okay, Asher, Aram, and Elam, and Arpachshad. There you go. Those are the sons of Shem. Aram, Arameans, Asher, Syrians. See, Syria. Oh, Arameans are Syria. Asher is Assyria. Elam is Elam, Persia. And Arpachshad or Arphaxad, Arphaxad is the father of Abraham and Israel. You got the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Philistines, Mitzrayim, Egypt, Joktan. Okay. And Lud. Lud is also Lydia is also Semitic, but I don't know who. I forget who it's from. Anyway, this is later on. Table of Nations. Okay, Tarshish. Wow. Tarshish. Set sail for Tarshish instead of Nineveh. Look, Nineveh is this way. Tarshish is here. In case, in case anybody doesn't know the story of Jonah, Jonah was in Joppa. Was told to go to Nineveh. He gets on a boat and goes to Tarshish, and the storm was so bad they had him throw him into the sea. They threw him into the sea. He got swallowed by a whale. He was spit up on the shores, and he walked to Nineveh, I guess, or somehow. But they traveled all in the Mediterranean here all the time. I mean, certain individuals did all the time, or various individuals did at one time or another. Of course, you had Phoenicians, Egyptians, and Cushites, Semitics, and of course, this was the area of the Japhethites that went north. Anyway, and that's the area of Elamites, which today are the Dravidians, probably. Okay, that's about as far as I can go. There's another map. Gomer is over here. Scythians. See, the Scythians were the Israelis, apparently, that actually went up over this side here. But the Scythians are mentioned in the Bible as well. Put Phoenicians, Cush, Ethiopia. What's this? Anything here? I can't see this. That's about it, I guess, right now. If I find out anything else, make a note of it. Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tiras. Tiras and Javan, probably the Neanderthals. Madai, where's Madai? Madai could be the Denisovan that they don't have the Y chromosome for yet, which explains why the Asians have more Neanderthal DNA than everybody else because of their relation, their relationship to the extinct Javan and Shiraz. Probably. Okay, it was a big fish. Okay, thank you. Big fish, whale would be more believable, but not a fish. Yeah, big. It was prepared something that was swimming. Could have been a dinosaur too, for that matter. No, I don't know. Just saying. Anyway, hope everybody has a great evening, great night, because I can't find anything else here. So, I guess that's about it. So, God bless everybody. Take care. Stay close to God, and God will bless you.